Once a promising student of the Dothnafar Loreforge, Sigrid was drawn into the machinations of a powerful noble Stedholm family, who felt spited by Thaela, Sigrid's teacher and headmistress of the Flamecaster Academy. The intrigue resulted in Thaela's violent death in a trap that was supposed to destroy Sigrid herself. Driven to the brink of madness by despair, Sigrid first left Dothnafar and traveled north to seek a noble death, destroying servants of the mist, but was instead corrupted by their power and turned against those who tried to destroy her, as well as those who were once on her side. She returned to Dothnafar, incited a rebellion in the ranks of young flamecasters, and set most of the city ablaze in a rampage that killed all but one member of the Stedholm house. Barely driven away, Sigrid moved to the north again, where she continued to sow destruction, until Frost Valley dispatched a group seasoned adventurers to deal with her. After a dramatic race against time, Sigrid was finally cornered by three of them: Salenthia, a wizard of Dothnafar, Hariak, a Ravencrag frost mage, and Crow, a Frost Valley seeker. The three managed to overpower Sigrid, and as the two mages held the destructive power at bay, Crow moved in for the kill. But as the Flamecaster saw his face, her fury exploded with an even greater strength, and then turned into a violent maelstrom, which swallowed both her and the Seeker. And I think this is the campaign that was in the previous game. And Sigrid also features in a spin-off game of Mistfall. What was it? Chronicles of Frost. It's a small mini game that I built, and also features those dudes, but it's in a 5x5 grid tile generating game, where you have to find and complete two quests to end it. I think it's not really for solo play, but it was small, and I built it later than I got Heart of the Mist. I can show it one time. Then the Battle of Ravencrag. So there are a lot of names thrown into the game, and organizations like the Shield Bearers, and let's see, there are Frost Valley Lore Masters, but they don't really come alive, so it could use some more backgrounds and details, and maybe that is what you can find in the manuscripts on Board Game Geek, but they should be here. Writing is not that strong, but it's well, how do you say, acceptable. Let's see. Yeah, it's not really that great written. Durgan Iron Fist. Here's the Karathi Weaponsmith. Let's see, Mist Huntress. Not really sure I should read this. Let's just pick one and be done with it. Malachi the Dusk Bearer. Reputedly born in Blackwood, eldest son of the a brigand lord of great stature. Malachi speaks little of his past, but his sharp mind and ruthless way he often deals with his enemies speak volumes of where he is coming from. Still, nobody seems to know much of him beyond this, and few seem to care. Walking into a skirmish about to turn ugly for four mist hunters, Malachi managed to help them win the day, instantly securing the trust of those he saved. Some later said that his trust went a little too far, but none of those who would fight by his side have ever doubted him again, trying to ignore the fact that the powers he wields can alter or outright bend the will of others. Nonetheless, after making the acquaintance, Malachi decided to accompany Elatha from Nar to Valskir, and then back again to join the informal Brotherhood of Hammerhelm, sworn to rid the wounded lands of the Mist's influence. Whatever his real motives are, he has not given anyone reasons to doubt him since, and in a time as dire as this, picking allies is a luxury none can really afford. So yeah, that's a little bit. This is also a nice part. I think I read this the first time. Afterr the Undying. Yeah, once a powerful mage of the arcane arts, Afterr feared nothing but the passage of time, drawing his fill from the wells of both light and dark energies. He would seek the key to unlock the secret of immortality, until his obsessive research bore grim fruit. For decades known as a somewhat puzzling figure, sometimes ready to lend a hand to the inhabitants of Nar, but never without naming a price for his aid, Afterr became an almost forgotten recluse in his old age. Many even thought that he died before he made a return back into the lands of the living, calling forth power never before seen in this world. Afterr caused a magical cataclysm that blotted out the sun and made the dead rise up from the ground. Having struck a deal with the dark power that touched his mind, now ravaged by insanity, Afterr performed a ritual that would transform his body as well as the lands surrounding his dwelling. Hence the first true dragon was born. Seemingly immortal and drunk with power, Afterr raised an undead army, ready to forge an eternal kingdom of its own. Before he marched on Hammerhelm, however, he was found by a Myrmidon captain by the name of Alakar. Alakar is it's not here, but it was on the card. There is something with something about this name, Alakar. And though it seemed like his reign of terror had ended before it even started, the dark power did not release its grip on the dragon, revealing itself for the first time as the mist. It raised Afterr, fusing his will with the skeletal body of the creature he had become. Believed to be a legend for hundreds of years, Afterr has now returned in his terrifying form, leading a massive army of undead ready to deal a crushing blow to the lands of the living. It's not really clear what the mists are doing here. I think he is infused with mists, or he created the mists. There is a dark power that is manifested as the mists, and also who was the cause of creating Afterr. So there is a power behind the mists. The mists are just a manifestation. Then you have something creepy here. Wilcar the Devourer. Yeah, the text is good, and some parts are not so good. So I'll try to set it up. This is again the dragon. And that will be it, I think. And I'll try to make some summary of if this game is for you or not. Okay, bye.